Today's video is going to be more paranormal stuff. I've been wanting to discuss cryptids, so I figured today I would just go ahead and start with the most popular, the most famous Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch, aka Yeti, aka Skunk Ape, aka many other names throughout many cultures and countries. Yes, I know you know what Bigfoot is, so I'm not here to tell you what Bigfoot is. I'm here today to discuss various theories and tell you what I think Bigfoot might be. I just want to say first though that researching this topic was a total mess. I listened to a lot of podcasts on the subject, but I was trying to find some solid sources besides things that people have said into my ear, you know? But when you search for any of this kind of thing on the internet, you do get a lot of loony material, you get a lot of propaganda. You have to be careful what you believe, basically. Honestly, a lot of the articles I found don't measure up to the podcasts and lectures and anecdotes themselves in terms of real good information. And I have found that this is one situation in which Google is really not the best person to ask. But I managed to scrape together some info for this video for you today. However, it is quite possible that I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm not telling you anything you haven't already heard. But I just want to talk. I just want to talk about it. I want to get my thoughts out there. Okay, so what is Bigfoot? Well, there are pretty much two schools of thought. One, that Bigfoot is a biological creature / animal. And then the other is that Bigfoot is not of this world. So let's go over some theories. Theory number one, Bigfoot is an undiscovered ape or primitive human. I've even heard a theory that Bigfoots are animals and live in an underground system of caves, which is why they can hide so easily, why bodies aren't found, blah, blah, blah. Some people believe Bigfoots are a lost tribe or primitive man. There's a theory that it's a species of Neanderthal that managed to continue to live without our knowledge. I read in an article that a researcher named Bill Brock believes that about 35,000 years ago, the Neanderthals retreated into the woods and developed as a species of their own parallel to our modern human beings. While humans, us, were developing cities and technology, Neanderthals were learning how to live in the forest and hide from their enemies. But this leads me into the next theory I want to talk about. Maybe Bigfoots are Neanderthals, but they're dead? Theory number two, are Bigfoots ghosts? Perhaps Bigfoot is a ghost of a primitive man or extinct ape. In a 2016 article for Week in Weird, Greg Newkirk writes, "The Bigfoot ghost connection might seem like a joke, but to those of us who research both phenomena, the connection is obvious. Long swaths of Bigfoot tracks often stop in the middle of nowhere, almost as if the creature leaving them simply disappeared. Strange electronic malfunctions plague researchers during critical moments. Mysterious lights accompany Bigfoot sightings but are omitted from official reports. Photos of the creature are nearly always blurry. Witnesses report temporary mental aberrations during encounters, and not a single fur, scat, or flesh sample has returned from the lab without pointing towards a mundane animal. Put simply, we're looking at the Sasquatch phenomena in the wrong way." Newkirk also writes, "Ghost hunters have long lamented the strange ability of spirits to kill electronic equipment, whether it be draining fresh batteries in a matter of minutes, causing camera malfunctions during critical moments, or even straight up frying electronics. Turns out this is something many Bigfoot hunters have experienced as well." I also want to throw in here that this is something a lot of UFO investigators experience too. Considering all these points that Newkirk made, and considering the fact that any evidence is just so hard to get or to get any results from, these all could support the theory that Bigfoot is a ghost. I think that's pretty cool. It's definitely something that my mind goes to a lot. Theory number three, are Bigfoots shapeshifters? There are legends of shapeshifters here in the North American landscape, and it is a possibility that Bigfoot is one of them. That could explain why they are so elusive and leave behind so little evidence. could also explain why, when we do get evidence, as I stated in the last theory, it points to a mundane animal. So perhaps Bigfoot has the ability to shift into a more mundane animal. So the scat, so the fur, whatever, is just an everyday, average, common animal. And if shapeshifting was the case, that could explain some of the other strange creature sightings. Theory number 4. Are Bigfoots interdimensional travelers? What is Bigfoot.com writes? Some Bigfoot and paranormal researchers believe that the creature holds the power of traveling between dimensions, and quite possibly the form we see them as is not their true form. To some, this could explain beams and lights associated with Bigfoot sightings, the fact that no body is ever found, and the fact that sometimes the Bigfoot footprints just stop. The site also says, could it also be possible the actual land that sightings are witnessed on have a strong energy deep beneath? This has been proven in locations with various natural elements below, such as where there is a lot of quartz crystal deep beneath the surface. These elements, along with activity from the plates in the earth, can be linked to high energy releases from the planet. Maybe it's possible that other activity beneath the surface could result in a release of energy so great it opens up a time-traveling hole. Furthermore, if this is tangible, it could even be possible that the Bigfoot species are from an earlier history. But when these energies are released and time portals open up, are we actually seeing back into time through a time window? Now, some might consider this interdimensional traveler theory to be synonymous with the alien/extraterrestrial theory. Personally, I kind of tend to separate the two, so that's what I'm doing here. In regards to this theory, I always keep going back to, I've only seen season 1 of Stranger Things, but I go back to the image of the Demogorgon traveling between dimensions by going through that hole in the tree in the woods, and I just can't help but wonder if maybe Bigfoot can travel the same way. They just know how to get in and know how to get out, you know what I mean? Okay, and another interesting concept that I've been hearing a little bit about lately. Okay, so let's say an entity travels from a different dimension into our dimension. For example, they can only be here for a certain period of time, like a timer is running out, before they physically deteriorate because they just can't exist here for very long. It's like they have a materialization period here. Think about it like a bath bomb. As soon as you drop the bath bomb into the bath, it's only in there for a little bit and it fizzles out. It immediately starts to disintegrate and you can't really stop it. I think that a concept like this could apply to almost all paranormal phenomena. Like if you see an apparition, it's usually gone pretty quick. If you see a UFO even, it's usually gone pretty quick. This idea could explain why sightings are so short, so fleeting, and why there's often strange interferences like radioactive activity or certain smells like the smell of sulfur or something. And could also explain why there's never been a body, because even if a traveler did come over here to hang out and died, even their physical body would deteriorate just from being here. And yeah, like the excerpt I read from whatisbigfoot.com, this interdimensional traveler theory could include time travelers, could include a primitive man, a primitive animal, something like that. But it does make me wonder if Bigfoot is an interdimensional traveler consciously choosing to come here and visit. Why? Theory number 5, are Bigfoots elementals, aka ancient guardians of nature? A 2017 article by Eric Dockett for Exemplore.com touches on this idea. It's an odd paradox that a creature so secretive that it has not even been properly documented by science seems to readily reveal itself to moving cars, hunters wearing orange camouflage, and teenagers wandering along dirt roads. Indeed, in some parts of North America, Native Americans regard Bigfoot as a supernatural being, and often a messenger of the natural world. This is similar to the way the indigenous people of Nepal and Tibet view the yeti, as a spiritual entity. Maybe there is so little evidence because there is simply none to find. Bigfoot would be an earth elemental. Earth as in not air, fire, or water. An earth elemental would be associated with the forest and the physical realm. Whatisbigfoot.com writes that Native Americans consider the Bigfoot to be right there in between animal consciousness and human consciousness. And since animals, according to their beliefs, are our elder teachers, the Bigfoot is a big brother of sorts. I do really like this theory. This could explain why Bigfoots are sometimes gentle, sometimes angry. You know, it might depending on how you are interacting with the woods that they're guarding. Are you treating it with respect, or are you mistreating it in some way? This theory also puts Bigfoot in this very metaphysical yet natural light. Theory number 6, are Bigfoots aliens? Honestly, some of the anecdotes and evidence connecting Bigfoots to UFO sightings are pretty compelling. I am aware that just because you're seeing a UFO doesn't mean it's a ship with aliens inside it or whatever, but just bear with me. Many sightings of Bigfoot are accompanied by lights in the sky. Eric Dockett writes, some people believe Bigfoot may be an alien species dropped off here by visitors from another world for reasons known only to them. Maybe these Sasquatch creatures are a type of experiment. Aliens would leave them on our planet for a while and then can collect them again after a period of time. Since they apparently are so similar to us, the alien visitors may be able to see all kinds of results that exposure to our earthly environment has had on them. And he also throws out the idea that Bigfoot might be some sort of hybrid or product of reverse engineered human DNA. And I've even heard a theory that Bigfoot are alien slaves dropped off here to do their work. It could be conceivable that Bigfoot are left behind as guinea pigs to test our environment for future survival of other species. And I did also want to mention the Native American legend of the crazy bear. I'm not very well versed in it, but I've heard a few anecdotes of this legend that the moon came down and dropped off this bear, which is the ape, the Bigfoot, who now lives in the forest in a cave. Theory number 7, are Bigfoots demonic? I want to throw this in here because before I was researching for this video, I had never heard of such a thing. And after stumbling upon this, I thought it was kind of funny, but I can also understand why people believe it. Is Bigfoot of the devil? One of the comments on the Greg Newkirk article read, Bigfoot is an evil spirit. Bigfoot is the form taken by fallen angels, i.e. evil spirits, to fool, harass, vex, and mislead humanity. They even kill people. They are all from the devil. I believe the devil is using the Bigfoot ruse to get people to believe in evolution, i.e. that Bigfoot is the missing link. And UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and all other paranormal entities and encounters are all from the same source, Satan and his fallen angels, as well as demons, the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. And I also read this theory that Bigfoot is the mark of the beast. The way Bigfoot looks, his form, that is the mark of the beast. It's definitely interesting. I'll go ahead and say right now, that's not my thing, but I thought I would throw it in there. Theory number 8, are Bigfoots tulpas? Is this all some sort of creation of our imagination, thanks to legend, thanks to storytelling? Has this large ape become such a fixation for us that we just keep perpetuating it? Maybe we are even increasing its population simply by retelling these stories and giving it our time and energy and thought. Okay, I love the tulpa concept in general, but I'm not too sure it applies here. Okay, so I've talked about all these crazy theories, so now I'll answer the question, what do I think it is? What's my inclination? Which way am I leaning towards? Personally, I don't really think that Bigfoot is a biological, earthbound animal. I just don't think it lives here. And I don't think that it's completely explainable by the science we have right now. Now, I don't think it's impossible. I mean, it's very possible. I've listened to many people who fall on that side of the fence and they've got great arguments. But personally, I can't help but believe that this is some sort of spiritual being or interdimensional traveler. Just due to the fleeting nature of these sightings and just the overall mysterious experience. It's never just like, I saw a weird animal. It's stuff like the hair stood up on my body and I got this weird smell and my camera wouldn't work. There's more to it than just seeing a coyote or something like that. It's different. Honestly, by the end of this video and this research, I think I'm leaning mostly towards the elemental nature guardian theory. But I would tend to believe that, not that it can go invisible, but I think it probably leaves here and goes to another plane and like comes back and forth. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know because nobody knows. But these are just the things that I'm thinking. But aside from the fact that, you know, it's hard to document a sighting, you can't really kill a Bigfoot. You haven't found any evidence that really changes the game. Seeing a Bigfoot is just a spooky experience. All of these things lead me to believe that there's something really metaphysical behind the Bigfoot phenomenon. I listen to a lot of podcasts. That's where I'm getting most of my Bigfoot information. I also used to watch Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet all the time, but in recent years, I've just been consuming a lot of audio information. But still, at the end of all of this, at the end of all of my internet research and everything, my recommendation would be to read a book. And I need to take my own advice, okay, I know. I think books are where we're going to get the best information on the paranormal, really. But I have linked a few sources below just to try to give credit where it's due, cite my sources and everything. Give me your favorite or least favorite Bigfoot theory, and if you or someone you know has ever seen a Bigfoot, I want to know the story. And if we even want to do some kind of like a Bigfoot Q&A or something, if you have any questions, or like not just questions for me, but questions about this phenomenon, leave those below too. I'll just see what I can get out of all this. Oh, and before we wrap it up, I forgot to even say, have I ever seen a Bigfoot? No, I have not. I haven't even seen a footprint. I haven't heard a howl or a wood knock or anything. Nothing. But I don't know if I'd want to. Maybe from within the safety of my car. But not like when I'm out camping or something. Nope. Okay. That was a long video, so goodbye.